Hello, my friends, and thank you for being with me yet another month. Welcome to all newbies, and invite you to become a subscriber because then you get notified when I'm live, and it gives you opportunity to kind of interact and bring your energy on board. Now, just a few quickie introductions. I still have my annual TAROSCOPES on sale. You get one for only $10 and all of them for $20. And I will continue during the April to have my speed up promotion. I am working very hard to kind of catch up with this, but for you it works that instead of like 3-4 weeks, now you're upgrading automatically to a week. So regular reading is becoming rush, and rush reading, which was 7 days, is becoming urgent. So from 7 to 3, and the urgent reading is not more 3 days, it is like 24 hours. So it's kind of awesome. I am doing my best, if you do the order for urgent before 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to actually do it the same day. But then again, sometimes I have to go and see my dad and I'm not at home. So but at that stage I'm going to send you an email saying the timeline for the urgent ones. Now guys, this is all there is. We still have Mercury Retrograde until the 15th, and then another 3 weeks for the shadow. So yay. How is your car going? How is your phone? Is it slow? Is your computer slow? What broke down? And I really hope it is not affecting you as much as it's affecting me. In any case, I'll be doing just regular tarot monthly, and then of course it's going to be revolving then to Lenormand and X spread shortly thereafter. Thank you guys very much, and please like, subscribe, and share this video, and you know that I love you. Hi Taurus, welcome to your April forecast. It is kind of like very interesting actually spread, especially giving the amount of majors. You have the underlying, the world reversed, the death reversed. Then you have the star. Then you have consequences. And then you have the priestess and good kitty. 2 karma cards. So something I really see here, distinct few different stories. It's kind of really interesting, and I'm going to tell you all. And I'm also going to tell you that all of you are going to sort of like end up the same. It's like in the math, no matter how you approach the problem, you should just get the same result. And the result is good. So let's start with this. Now, this kind of, oops, pardon me. This kind of like really surprised me that I saw, because I was looking at this as I was putting it down, and then these 2 cards jumped out, the world and the death reversed. This definitely means still something is going on. The cycle hasn't been finished from the past. Something about something that was supposed to finish, but either you're insisting this to continue or somebody's insisting to continue. This is really definitely a very earth-like kind of like energy and water, earth and water. Some kind of nourishment hasn't been given to you for some kind of reason. But at the same time, you have this enormous hope. And the very first thing that was like kind of jumping at me was like this. We have the stars, we have this like fireworks, and here we have this sort of like fireworks in our own head. So that's what I said. You cannot be at the same time sad and hopeful. I guess you can, but it's just definitely different kind of like a road. You can be just like on sort of like on a gateway, But like, I think this is literally what you'll have to decide in this period. Where do you want to go? Do you really want to do the same old, or do you really want to start moving forward? Because look, this is where you are. What shall I do? How do I go about this, right? Now, another thing that I have noticed is a number of fire cards, and I'm going to tell you all the cards as I go because not everybody knows this cat deck. So in the past, you had Fire Queen. So whether this was you or somebody who is Fire Queen appearing in your life, you have to figure it out yourself. This is somebody who obviously is very excitable, action-oriented, and very, very high energy kind of a thing. Maybe it was somebody who kind of like couldn't continue with you for distance. Maybe somebody was relocated in a different country. Maybe certain circumstances just came in a way that were asking for things to kind of like clarify. I can tell that there is definitely, so you have this 4 of fire, but you also have 9 of sky. So very opposing energies. That's what I say. Maybe there are 2 different kind of like Tauruses vibrations that I'm picking up on, because look at this one. Hey, everything is cool, come over, let's party. It is reversed. It still kind of like means some of you already know what's going to happen. Sort of like something is planned, whether this is like moving in. Generally, to me, 4 of fire always talks about a next stage, comfort, right? More action. So if you just met somebody, then maybe you're going to start being steady. If you have been dating somebody for quite a while, then Mercury Retrograde is good to kind of announce your engagement. Now, it is always kind of going in the next stage, but it's some of you feeling huge anxiety about that, or some of you feeling, oh my gosh, that's not going to happen. Maybe some of you are haunted with the things from the past. Maybe there are still issues that need to be resolved, because look at here, you have a fire Tom, and it's kind of weird. It could mean to me that some of you maybe have a child. That can be certainly one explanation, and that you're taking into account everybody, including extended family. If you're single, maybe you kind of expect a little bit more enthusiasm in a relationship, either from your partner or from yourself. It's kind of interesting if you see Fire Tom. Look at what kind of maneuvering it has to happen to go through here, not to get burned. And focus. But I really think this kind of like is too much of a fire, too much of a burn. There is like something that you are rushing yourself into, and this whole entire thing is telling you, just be patient. You guys can be patient and things can happen. Because look at here, you have good kitty in the root. The good kitty is like, all right, so thanks from the past. Thanks, past, my old friend. Thanks for visiting me. So now it is a time for you to go. And like you're saying, look, let's figure it out. What have I done in the past? And oh my gosh, these 2 cards together are so freaking awesome. It is like finally allowing you to look up and to dream. And it looks like something that you feel kind of suppressed in the past is finally stopping to be, because it looks like you did have this level of happiness somewhere where kind of like maybe dissipated along the process, or maybe you just lost yourself in the process. So it is a time to revisit this again. This stars card also talks to me about communication. So if you're waiting for somebody to communicate from the past, this combination is generally telling about that. You're trying to kind of like equal the scales, the balance, get a closure. But I don't think you're going to get it, though, from the past partners, because the consequences here are reversed. And look at this lovely card, and we all know, okay, chasing this and everything gets tangled up. So maybe the situation cannot reach closure because it's just like too much into it. You know what the lawyers say, well, when you're suing them, just like throw the kitchen sink in it. So sue them for freaking everything, kind of a thing. So sometimes things just get out of hand, you know, and this is simply getting too much for being able to kind of like pull the string, and a whole bunch of other stuff is coming with it. So this is also a really crucial card when it shows up. This is kind of telling me, look at this, like you have like these 3, 2, 4 twos. So sitting on a fence, wondering in which direction to go. And actually, I really think this is kind of smart, because like, you are still with one hand, and maybe with one hand and one leg in the past. And this is telling you that there is like somebody's approval that is needed, or somebody's apology, that you just kind of really almost like feel upset that maybe somebody else moved on and you didn't, and maybe even fantasizing about somebody else having such a great life and you don't. But the whole point is like for you to kind of like really be non-reactive in this situation. I know sometimes that's hard, especially if somebody is causing you turmoil, etc. But as I said, there are like distinct two Tauruses over here. One is going to be dealing with some things from the past. The others are simply going to sort of be learning from the past without being influenced by somebody from the past, and start kind of like saying, okay, you know what, this is what I keep repeating time after time after time again, and I was getting different results. I always get the same results, so hence it's maybe the time to kind of like figure out a different way, and maybe I cannot untangle crap that kind of like was thrown at me, but you know what, I can just cut the cords and kind of like move forward, clean my karma, start fresh. And hence then for those of you, you would kind of like really feel fulfilled and gathering and sort of like celebrate some kind of like, let's say, happy ending. I think actually everybody here will celebrate by the end of the April, in spite of some of you starting like from the very, very low point, because those last 3 or 4 cards here that are talking about the future are actually very promising. First of all, here it is. It's a decision to be made. Where do I want to go? Do I want to kind of spring in the action? And it's like the last decision, you know. Here is nice and warm, but here could be fun. So this is telling me that some of you guys might start to date. Some of you will reassess your, like, possibilities. Some of you will really go deep inside of yourselves and kind of like figure out what is that you truly need, and what is that very secret for you, what is that is going to unlock these doors for you. You kind of like simply know this combination and what makes you happy and how, and maybe some of you will spend more time with family, right? And then it looks like something will start, because Ace of Fire is always a good sign. It's that action. So here you're going from indecision and you're saying, screw it, I am jumping right in. So you're jumping in the fire, you're moving forward without fear. And I kind of really like to see that, because mind you, this is the only card that sort of can be kind of like adjusted throughout the month, because karmic waves change all the time. It is still the very strong one that is saying you're going to get out of that, I don't know, entanglement that I'm seeing here, and something from the past, and something that kind of is pressing you, and move from the suffering to this hopefulness. Because to me, this is opening yourself to the new people, opening yourself to new opportunities. But most of all, this is the person who has even maybe nothing, and they don't have their health, they don't have money, they don't have looks, they have nothing. But guess what? If you have hope, you have everything. And this person is much, much richer than the person who has everything and no hope, at least in my little opinion. So Taurus, I will clarify. Pretty much I don't have to clarify much other than this consciousness, because this is something that will go on like in your mind, something you have to deal with and sort of like sort things out. And also keep in mind, this is a general reading. To get your own, like, contact me. Yeah, it was about some kind of ending, something again that lingers. You are getting the widower over here. Maybe you feel somebody get an upper hand, or somebody got a better deal, but trust me, justice gets served all the time, sooner or later. But if you take it in your hands, then you're like taking that karma in your own hands, and also the consequences that come with it. So this way You can just look pretty, do nothing, and just let that kind of like evolve on your own. So let me just see this. One more for these consequences. Yeah, kind of like there is like still certain, like you see when I see melancholy, I always think, okay, so it's time to let go. It's time to let go. Like don't interrupt yourself when you start thinking like this, feeling like this. Interrupt yourself and say, you know what? It is what it is. It's maybe right now, but tomorrow is going to be a better day. So my dear Taurus, I hope you like this, and I hope that you're going to subscribe, like, and share, and visit me on my Instagram and on Facebook, and for the private reading, contact me at catchtarot.ca. Love you. All the best.